Long Island, New York, where the weather was beautiful all day. It was like, couldn't ask for better fall weather. Right now, I'm a little nippy. I put on a little vest. It's a little nippy in the room. I don't want to run heat because I'm cheap. I've been losing too much in the stock market. No, I'm just kidding. I think I'm kidding. I didn't check lately my balances. No, I'm all right. The Dow Jones Industrial Averages finished flat today, and the S&P eked out a mild gain. The RUT was off about 0.6%. I think the Nasdaq was up slightly. We'll take a look. Amazon is being Amazon, not doing too much until it decides to do something. When in doubt, buy Amazon. That's what I always say. So I haven't been following that too much lately, but on any pullback, I guess I will listen to myself and buy Amazon. prvb had a breakout today, up 20%. It's worth looking at the chart. It's worth deciding on possible swing trade for prvb. So those we're definitely going to look at. Tandem collapsed on earnings. Brokerages lowered their forecast for the price target, and the chart looks very broken. We'll take a look at that chart as well. We'll try to do a few others. athx reported after hours. They reported earnings up a beat by a penny. I don't think it's going to move the stock much. CVM was up on the day, rebounding nicely off the 650 area to break 7 again. So we'll talk about all of that and a lot more. Hope everybody's been doing it really well trading on Monday and Tuesday. Off to a good start, I trust. And today on Wednesday as well. So let's get right to it. As always, be your own due diligence. My opinions are strictly my own and do not constitute investment advice. Don't forget to catch us Friday at 7:30 p.m. for Dr. J's Spike and Friends. I think Rosie is going to come and join us this Friday. And also, I broadcast now something new, Qigong for Parkinson's disease, Qigong for PD, every Monday at 8:15 in the morning. If you know anybody who suffers from any progressive neurological disease, tell them to tune in. Maybe it'll be of some use. So let's get to the share screen mode and take a look at the charts. Here we go. Share screen. All right. And please give us a thumbs up if you like the show, and subscribe if you haven't already, and tell your friends about us. Otherwise, how are they going to know? Don't keep a good thing to yourself. Dr. J has had some really good ideas, some clunkers, but the good ideas hopefully outweigh the clunkers. All right, here we go. We'll start with the Dow, which is kind of flat, but it's still worth looking at. Okay, the Dow is back in its Zoom channel, which it left temporarily when it had one day that it wasn't feeling well back at the end of October 31st. Why would it feel well on Halloween? Obviously it wouldn't. But it's rebounded nicely, and now it's doing what it's supposed to do. It's testing the old highs, which should be support. According to what everyone knows, the old highs, which was resistance, now serves as support. And sure enough, over the last 3 days, it's done exactly that. So, we have to break out of this, because if it keeps knocking on the door, eventually somebody might answer the door. So we want to see it nice and green tomorrow and not test the support one more time. I think twice is enough. The third time might be too much. So I want to see an update for tomorrow, a continuation of the comeback that we had late in the day. As you know, the Dow had been down much more. So all in all, I'm very happy with the industrials. Very happy with the S&P, which I'm not going to show the chart of. We'll chart that on Friday. Not as happy with the RUT, which I happen to own a lot of IWM. And I would be happier if IWM could break 160. And I think it's trading around 159, but we're not going to look at that chart either. We're going to look at tandem, the disaster du jour, or the disaster of the week, which is de la semaine, something like that. Well, pardon my French. Okay, loading the interactive chart. Hopefully it loads quickly. And let's get to it. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to just X out the Dow because the more windows I have open, I think the slower it gets. Okay, you can see very clearly that the up channel was broken back here on 10:30. And I suppose it was on weaker than expected earnings. Is this, what is this? This is the daily. Oh man, this is not a good looking chart. The 50 looks like it's about to cross the 200, and the old death cross. And oftentimes when that happens, the reverse is true, that it bottoms and starts moving back up. Let's hope that's the case, but sometimes it actually goes down further. If it goes down further, then my suspicions are that this area in here at the 55 level to the 50 level will hold. Below 50, it's a free-for-all, so we don't want to see that happen. If I were to buy tandem here, I would buy it at this line, $55 a share, something like that, like right in the middle of this green candle. So I would look to buy at about 55 and change. What is it now? 63? That's not right, is it? Something's wrong. Either my chart is wrong or this number is wrong. Let me reload. 63 as of November 1st. I don't think today is November 1st. 57.20. Too bad today wasn't November 1st. I'd be feeling a lot better about the tandem chart. Oh well, it is what it is. It's November the 6th, 5 days, a week, 5 trading days later, and we have yuck. So we had actually, let's see. This is Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, Friday, and here it actually closed at 62 and change. Not terrible, and it looked like it was adhering to the 200. So it wasn't the first hint that we got that there might be trouble ahead was on Monday. And on Monday, it made a low of 60.33. It still managed to finish above the 200. But the next day, yesterday, it collapsed, closing at 58.30. And the selling continued today all the way down to 57.20 at the close. It looks like very well could go lower to this level here at $55. So if I were looking for an entry point, that would probably be it, with a stop about 10% below that at, say, $50. So yeah, that would be my stop loss at about an even $50. Whether it's for a trade or a long-term investment, I don't care. $50 is the number that I would look to be out of the trade and take my losses, take my 10% loss. The brokerage targets have come down on tandem since the earnings report. I think $71 has been a typical target now. So that's far from the 100 I was expecting. But at $55, a move to $70, even if it takes a year or a year and a half, is not bad. Not bad at all. It's like a, what is it, 30% return on your money. So even if it moves slowly, it's still attractive looking at these low levels. It still has a monopoly on the best diabetes pump on the market. I thought the headline number looked good to me, but the reaction was not good enough apparently. So on the earnings, I didn't really listen to the conference call. I didn't have time. I didn't have time to examine the numbers in detail. But Wall Street certainly did and didn't like what they saw. So you can't fight the ticker. The ticker is telling us disappointing earnings, and that's the reason for the sell-off. Long term, I think it'll get its act together and move forward. PRVB is the opposite story. A 20% move today, a big green candle, a big sucker of a candle. This is the kind of lollipop I like, a lime lollipop. I don't like those cherry lollipops, but this is a good lollipop. And this lollipop took us to a close well above the 50. So that's good. The 50, of course, crossed the 100 way back here. And there was somewhat of a sell-off, but not too much. And it started going up. So that's a good sign. And now we're going to start seeing the 50 curve back up, I think, towards 100. But first, this is a very volatile stock. I would not buy it for a swing trade until it pulled halfway back in the body of this candle down to the support at the 50. It coincides with that. So I wouldn't look for an entry point until I got at least 775 to 767. Somewhere around there, 767 to 775 if I wanted to enter this trade. And if I wanted to swing, I'd be looking for close to $9 with a stop. Oh, I don't know. Probably I would use the 200-day for a stop. So that's about 650, 640, something like that. Okay, that's if I wanted to swing with this. If I like the fundamentals on top of the technicals, then I would probably look to just go long until the RSI tells me otherwise. The RSI actually is close to telling me otherwise. 66. 70 would be the oversold area, overbought area. So we're close to being overbought. So we need that pullback to the midpoint that I'm talking about would be healthy. The RSI would go down, it would give us a better chance to make some profits. So I'm pretty sure this is a way to play this one if you want to go long. Of course, it could run away and just shoot up tomorrow and never look back. That's happened to Dr. J before. It'll happen to me again. So it's pick your poison. I would wait to trade this one, waiting for the bit of a pullback, which I expect could come tomorrow. Okay, let's take a look at athx. And I also want to look at CVM, which closed back above 7. Very nice little move. I've been tweeting about CVM all week. I was tempted to add to my position in the 655 area, but didn't. But Shahab did. Congratulations on that buy, Shahab. And I remember you tweeting that that you hope you didn't make a mistake. And I told you, what did I tell you? I said, if it's a well thought out trade, it's never a mistake, win, lose, or draw. That's my feelings about that. All right, so we're looking at, what should we do first, ATHX or CVM? All right, we'll do, it doesn't matter, ATHX first. Athx, as I said, it beat by a penny. I guess there's a conference call following up the results. I don't know if the CEO will be on this call. I believe he's missed a lot of these calls for whatever reason. And he's somebody that you want to hear from. He's very enthusiastic about the company and the stroke trial and all of that. But let's see, after hours up a big penny, better than being down. Let's just take a quick look. I think we charted this a few times, and it looked like it was consolidating and hopefully break out to the heading north. So I thought I had a triangle drawn in here. Maybe once I did, but apparently it's gone. So it still looks like consolidation is going on. Let's try to draw a quick little one in here. See what happens. These three lines here, and now a straight line for the bottom of the triangle. It might be different than my other triangle. I mean, you know, it just gives us a general idea of where we are, where we're going. Okay, so this is a narrowing pennant. So it's going to come to a point, a single point, sometime at the beginning of December. So it doesn't have that much longer that it's going to trade in this between these two lines. Although it sure looks like doesn't have a big trading range, it will break out. Rest assured, it won't shrink to zero range. So somewhere before the end of November, expect a breakout to the north of where we are now. Maybe some news will be the impetus. Maybe ARDS, acute respiratory distress syndrome. Maybe some other positive news. I don't know. Maybe a partnership in China. Whatever it is, there's going to be some kind of news probably that will coincide to make Dr. J look like a genius, that this is a period of consolidation and up and away once we approach the end of November or before. So could it be beginning tomorrow? Why not? It could begin tomorrow to move up. That's not clear, but it is narrowing, and I expect a breakout. So I'm bullish athx, even though the big results from the Japanese trial are still, I don't know, 9-10 months away probably. Maybe we'll get a better idea after the conference call. I think it's later tonight. I'm not even sure. Okay, so let's take a look at CVM now. We're positive on athx. This is one of Dr. J's big holdings, athx, in the biotechnology area. Of course, CVM is another one that I have a fair amount of. Okay, let's take a look. I actually bought more, I think last week at 687, looking for a swing trade, looking to go out in the 8s, around 8. But who knows, I'm prone to changing my mind. If it goes to 8 quick, maybe I keep it. All right, I'll sell some of it. Okay, CVM. I'm very antsy about getting these results already. Get it over with. Will it be positive? Will it meet all its endpoints? Will it meet only the first endpoint, but not the second and third, and so on? There's a lot of questions here. It's not just a binary play, as I explained another time. This is, of course, for head and neck cancer, a very long study, about 10 years, I believe, with over 900 people partaking in this clinical trial, phase 3. So on good news, it will be very likely a takeover target, because its CEO, the way the CEO has been talking, it sounds very much like he wants to sell out for a nice tidy number like $8 billion. I think that might be the number that he's looking for. And if it's good enough for him, it's good enough for me, considering the current market cap is, I don't even know what it is. It's below 800 million. All right. Well below $1 billion, I think. Okay, anyway, this is the 200-day. It's bounced off the 200-day successfully quite a few times. We're trading below the 100-day, which is not good. We're actually trading between the 100 and the 200, as defined by the action on October 24th. We'd made a high of 768, a low of $6. That high and that low still stand. So all of the action since the 24th of October is just a lot of noise, but this noise will give us an idea of which way we're going. Are we going up? Are we going down? Let's see the low here. Oh, this is not really a low. So this is a low. Here we have a high. We have a higher low. What we need is a higher high than the one on 1029, which is 747. So to officially put us back in the bull market for CVM, we need a high, we need the 747 to be taken out. So not that far away, it's 706. We take out this high, then there's a pretty good chance we test the resistance at 100 again. This time it would be 780 area. So we take out 750. I think we're looking at 780 as the next test. It's good that the 50 is trading above the 100, it's trading above the 200. We need a little bit of a pop to keep it that way, because notice the 50 is getting ominously close to the 100. We don't want to see those two cross. Okay, so CVM, I like the fundamentals, I like the technicals, I like everything about it. I like the CEO. I like. All right. What other interesting ones? Kronos. I've been talking a lot about Kronos, but I haven't charted it. I don't think I charted it lately. So let's take a look at Kronos and Amazon. Let's take a look at Amazon first. Amazon is, of course, when in doubt, buy Amazon, one of my favorite stocks. And it's never a wrong time to buy Amazon, is my other slogan. But the best one is when in doubt, buy Amazon. You don't know what to do with your money, buy Amazon. And probably forget about it, like, they say in Brooklyn, forget about it. It's been following that 100 days somewhat beautifully here. The 50, we're on the weekly. The 50 is above the 100. So this is a 100-week average. This is a 50-week average. This is a 200-week average. Wow, when you stop and think about it, the 200-week average is at 1258. That's a lot of weeks to be averaging $1,300 a share. The 100-day average is at 1691, also a lot of days to be in the stratosphere. And the 50-week average is at 17, I can't read it, 1704, something like that. I don't know, not sure. Let's see what it's at. 17, I think 1704. Okay, how did it look for today? Well, we traded higher, closed a little bit lower, have a tiny little doji, nothing to speak of. We're adhering. I like that. All signs are okay. They're A-okay, bouncing off the 100. But we might see a little bit more of that, come back down to the 1690 area. It's certainly possible. If we sell off 100 points, Dr. J will probably add to his position. I don't think that's going to happen, but it could happen on any kind of market weakness. Let's take a look at the daily. See if we can have a different perspective from the daily. The biggest volume day of the year, practically, was on 10/25 when Amazon went down early to a low of, no, it didn't go down early. It opened down. It opened very low at 1697 and wound up closing at 1764. Like a 70-point pop from the low to the high. That's $70 pop. Nothing to sneeze at, a big green candle. And it's done nothing but go up until the last 2 days when it gave back a little, but reluctantly. It was trading lower, came back up, trading lower, came back up. The 50 is support at about 1776. So you have support at just $15 below where we are now. That's not bad. And I mean, we made a higher low than the one on 10/3, which was 1685. We made a higher low here. We made a high here, a higher low, and a higher high here. So we took out the high of, where is it? Come on. The high of 1017, which was 1798. We took that out on Monday with a high of 1815. So we have a high, we have a low, a high, a higher low, and a higher high. What we need is a another higher low, and that should happen with support at 1776. So we could have another down day tomorrow, or even 2 more down days. Would not be unusual. It would probably be a good buying opportunity. We are also trending up of recent last few days, as you can tell from this little trend line that I'm going to draw. Okay, so you see that we're trending up nicely. Even if we break trend, I think we have support right here. So Amazon looks good to me, but Amazon almost always looks good to me. So I'm an Amazon fan. I can't help it. I love Amazon. I love to buy from them. I love Echo. I love everything. Hey, Echo, do I love you? Hey, Alexa, do I love you? Alexa, wake up. Do I love you?
I don't have an opinion on that.
She doesn't have an opinion on that. All right, in any event. All right, CVM, athx, Amazon. You know what? I don't want to give away everything in one night. This is just a midweek report. So for midweek, we're shaping up very nicely to have a strong close into the rest of the week. And hopefully that'll be the case so that Spike and I will have good things to report on Friday. I don't want to have to report bad things on Friday. So the market direction, I think, will continue to go up, a continuation of the late day rally by the Dow Jones Industrial Average, a bounce back on the RUT, a continuation of the highs on the SPX. So Dr. J is very optimistic. I know China is always a thorn in the market side lately, but nevertheless, it was resilient enough to shrug off any delays in signing trade war agreements and so on. I'm not that worried about that. Buckhead Creek, triple your numbers. Buckhead Creek, I'm just trying to be very, very, very conservative here. I know that, but the CEO thinks it could be worth 12 billion. I said 8 billion, but he's also used that number. So I'm just quoting the CEO. Buckhead is expecting huge numbers. Excited my number is too low. Don't get excited about it. Let it happen. Cabinet guy, hi to the Vermont Green Mountains, the Green Mountains of Vermont, and Clarence, hi to Clarence, and Talon White. I say hi to Talon White, and Mariana's back. Hi, Mariana. So we have some of the regulars. Good to see Buckhead. I guess it's getting dark earlier, so you had time to catch my midweek report, right, Buckhead? Okay, so I'm gonna put this up. Buckhead says triple your numbers. And notice Buckhead's, I guess this is some kind of farm vehicle, or is it just I don't know. I don't know anything about farms other than growing my own vegetables in a little vegetable patch. But I do like doing that. So okay, so I'm going to sign off now from Long Island, New York. Looking forward to seeing you 7:30 Friday. Tell your friends about us. Give me 2 thumbs up. Can you give me 2 or just 1? I don't think you can give me 2. I want 2 thumbs up. Where's my other thumb? I can't find my other thumb. I only have 1 thumb today. Where's my other thumb? Oh yeah, I have another thumb. I knew I had 2. Can you do this with your thumb? I have an arthritic thumb, so it allows me to do funny things to joint. Hope I'm not upsetting anybody with this. Adios, amigo. Shalom, rebar, arrivederci. Ciao. See you all on Friday night. Bye. Bye all.